Today I'd like to talk to you about something important. About addiction and sickness and my experiences through it. It's not fun, I know. Let's start with addiction, folks. So basically, after finishing final exams, I decided to celebrate by buying some game I've been wanting for about 9 months. When I played it, I was very excited. Felt great. I was happy to be doing so. Having so much fun, yeah. But little did I know that this was going to be an extreme addiction that would eventually make me sick. And not just emotionally, just physically. Ugh. You know how you get anxious, and there's like a mix of anxiety, stress, fatigue, and motion sickness. Not fun. So here's what it was. So it was a Friday night, and I had to get up at 6. I had to leave at 6 to go. My sister was graduating from college, and she went to a college about 3 hours away. So she was going to a college that was 3 hours away from where we were living. So I tried to get some sleep, but I was so addicted to the new game that I couldn't sleep at all. I stayed up all night playing, like I couldn't help myself. I had a light breakfast and waffles, and then we started going home. On the way to college, it was no problem. I was just really sleepy, nothing to worry about. And then on the way back, yeah. So I started getting really stressed at graduation. I mean, my parents were glad that I went, and after it was over, I was just anxious to get back home. But little did I know, I had to wait a few hours before doing so. So basically, my parents were about to leave. My sister needed help packing. But then, as we got home, as we were about to go home, I had to stay with my sister to help finish her pack. She had a whole bunch of stuff, and I had to help her so many things, and it could barely fit in her car that we had to put some of it in the other cars, your boyfriend's car, to do so. Man, that's not good. So in a car crammed full of stuff, I started getting tired, stressed. After she checked out, it was so exhausting. I was so glad to be going back. And then it began. We were at Checkers. I've always wanted to eat there. We got ourselves burgers and fries and a drink. The fries were so good, but once I got into the burger, I started feeling nauseous, man. It was a mix of anxiety, fatigue and nausea. I think I may have an allergy to nickel, because my sister has it, and when I eat sometimes I get sick for a while, but then it eventually goes away. She said as long as it would go away, as long as I stopped thinking about it, it would go away in 5 minutes. But no! It was something else. So we had to stop about 6 or 7 times on the way home. I had to feel like I had to feeling like I had to vomit. Even when I was closing in, I wasn't feeling any better. We spent money on Pepto-Bismol, Tums, and a little Gatorade to help settle it in. But no, it didn't stop it. I didn't vomit, by the way, thankfully. I didn't feel like I have to, but I really didn't have to. And when I finally got home, I was so glad. But the feeling was still there. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I knew the only way to get rid of it was to relax, but I was under so much stress, I was in so much of a state of shock that it wouldn't go away. It just wouldn't. I started feeling really stressed, sick. No matter what I did, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's just that my mind was so focused on it. It was so stressed out. I did manage to sleep, only because I took some drowsy nighttime allergy medicine. Since I had allergies, it did work out. And at one point I was driving. It did go away. I felt like I could make it all the way, but eventually went back. It was probably because I was anxious to play that game I've been addicted to. Just recently, my sister told me that it's unhealthy to be playing video games for that long period of time. I wasn't happy that she said it, but at the same time I knew she had a good point. I mean, I knew I had an addiction, and I had to do something about it. I just didn't know what to do. Until now. I'm just going to stop playing the game for a while and just focus on other things. Hopefully it'll help me feel better. So, my advice to you, if you're going to have to be up at 6 in the morning and you're expecting to do some work, do not stay up all night. I'm telling you, it's not good. It's not good for the body. And especially if you live at least 3 hours away, or if you're going at least 3 hours away. It's not good for you. I learned that the hard way. But I couldn't help myself. Plus, I've always wanted to stay up all night, just to see what it would be like. And obviously, it didn't. So, given the choice between pain on the outside and pain on the inside, I'd rather be aching on the outside. Just because I feel like I can deal with it better. It just says that I need a lot of rest. Sickness I can't stand. When I'm sick, I don't like it at all. When I'm hurt, I don't like it, but I can deal with it. So, if you're going to have an addiction, make sure you got the fortitude. This has been another Navy Runner production. Brought to you by anything I just mentioned. No, not really. Alright. Yeah. So I think it was just a large amount of acid due to a high amount of stress. And it makes a lot of things. Maybe all I needed was to eat, yet I didn't feel hungry. Yet sometimes I don't feel hungry at all. Alright. Thank you if you sat through this whole thing. I know I'm not the most interesting person, but please take my message seriously.